Alright, Axiom is in a ranked war against Desert Eagle. Right now, we're a bit behind in score, and we are in our momentum is losing, which is a thing that I've explained earlier. Basically, when we are all in the hospital and the enemy is not, then we are losing momentum, which means they are gaining points and we are not. Usually, you can't lose points, but the lead target, right, is being shifted more in their favor, right? The momentum is building up in their favor. Um, we've talked a bit about this before. Basically, they could have the score that is higher than ours, but as long as they're all in the hospital and we're not, then we would be slowly building up momentum into our favor, right? So right now, turtling is when you can stay in the hospital as much as possible. In the simplest definition that Kyler said earlier, the definition of turtling is not getting hit, making it to where they don't get points for attacking you. The ways to do that is to self-hospitalize. You can put a bounty on yourself. You can take a bad blood pack. If you don't know how to do that, then in the information spot, so I'll go to retro because that's the one that I can see. On the home page of the faction, oh, I'm sorry here. Click the little fist icon, I guess. This one doesn't quite work. So click the little fist icon. And then now on the home page of the faction, it says right here, this is the key. Basically, if your blood type is AB positive, you can receive every blood type. If your blood type is O negative, you can only receive O negative. So if you're trying to turtle, then you take something that doesn't have the blood check mark in it. So if you're A negative, you can receive only O negative and A negative. So if you're trying to self-hospitalize, you would take an O positive or a B positive or B negative to put yourself back in the hospital. And this makes it to where the enemy does not get the points for getting you in the hospital. It keeps their points from scaling too far out of control until we can make a push of our own. Now, earlier, I had a good example. Somebody had just come out of the hospital and we could watch in real time somebody attack them. Now, usually it's only for a few seconds. Keep in mind, everyone that's online and okay, not in the hospital, they're itching for somebody to come out of the hospital. So it'll be very quick. But let's see if we can find somebody. They have 20 minutes left. Swallow has 47 minutes. Oh, wait, hold. So here, suffering from an acute hemolytic transfusion. This is what it will say when you've self-hospitalized. Otherwise, so let's go back to Lith. It says, and Lith got a nasty surprise in the post. I didn't even notice that. So Lith also self-hospitalized himself. See if we can find a was shot while resisting arrest. So he did a crime. We looked at him, mob killer, suffering. This is good. Looking at this, shot while resisting arrest in South Africa. That's fine. Cheap's hospitalized by Ab Abaddon. So hospitalized is also almost a strat for turtling. If you can get them to hospitalize you, now if they're getting retals, then that's not quite as good. But if you can get them to hospitalize you, it's better than being left usually. But from somebody else, so it says attacked by, that just means that they were left. And now they have 20 seconds left. So if they were online, and they're not, but if they were online, then in those 20 seconds, what they would try to do is to try to do a crime like this, was shot while resisting arrest. This is a crime that is basically just a guaranteed loss, which is dependent on where you're at in your organized crimes. So for me, because I have a very high organized, or I'm sorry, not organized crime, but crime experience, because I have a very high crime experience, I would try to do a lower end crime. So if I wanted to get jailed or get shot, what you could do is I would probably do like a pickpocket, right? Because these fall off. You can be too good for these crimes, so I would try to do one of these. And you have, since they're very low cost, you also have a high chance of getting crimes. But if you're doing these normally, doing these lower end ones, then what you could come try to do is do a hacking one and get put in the jail instantly. That's a way of self-hosping. If you're immune to the blood transfusions, which I am, as well immune. How do we get back? All right. The blood transfusions is what the other people were seeing. I think we can see Lith did it. Got a nasty surprise in the post. Okay, so Lith did an item that hospitalized him. Celitz did suffering from an acute transfusion. So this is taking a bad blood pack that I was explaining earlier. And there's a tutorial, I'm sure, in the forum pages about turtling, what you can do. But basically, you just want to make it to where they're hitting you as little as possible. And just looking down the list, little dude's traveling, like I said earlier, traveling's another way. Traveling's a bit scary though, because in United Kingdom, it's an hour and a half away. If somebody was to fly to the United Kingdom and attack June, um, he would be stuck there for 2 hours. 30 minutes for being attacked and an hour and a half for flying equals 2 hours. So if any time in those 2 hours we were to say as axiom that we're going to start a push, June wouldn't be able to participate in it, and that's just one less person. And same thing here. Okay, he's returning to Torn. So this is also as a strategy, is to try to just stay in the air, go back and forth, and that limits the ability for you to be attacked. To basically, once he's landed in Torn, he can be attacked, but if he starts flying back and forth, another flyer, let's see, in Japan, right? So he's currently in Japan and he's idle. If somebody was to attack him, he would be stuck there for 2 hours, just like June. Harmacist is traveling to South Africa. South Africa is a very dangerous one. Even if you're not attacked, it's 3.5 hours that you're taken out. But if you're going to be gone for a while, like if you're going to bed, traveling to South Africa is not that bad of an idea. Um, but once you wake up, keep in mind that you will have to start that 3.5 hour long fly back. So, if you're doing something and you have the ability to tune back in to start traveling back and it works out, all the different flying really depends on how much time you're going to be gone. But the main idea, just looking around, is that this is going pretty well. We're turtling really efficiently, just from what I can read. Attacked by somebody means that they did not self-hospitalize. They did not self-hospitalize. Was shot while resisting arrest. So we're saying at least above 50% of the people not actually have been attacked, which is very good. The more disciplined we can get by self-hospitalizing is going to help us win more ranked wars. So read that tutorial. If there's not one, then I'll get on somebody to make one right off the bat. But yeah, we need to be doing this a lot more often. And I'm sure it's also because I was looking at higher up, the people that are a bit lower on this. Yeah, one shot while resisting rest is still good. It's still pretty good. Suffering from an acute. Yeah, good job, guys. Good job, Axiom.